guys, it's Janetta here, and today I'm gonna make brownies. It was requested by, I don't remember their name, but it's my only subscriber. I know it starts with an R, that much, but they asked if I could make brownies, and yes, of course I can make brownies. For brownies, you need, for this recipe, light brown sugar, cocoa powder, sugar, salt, vanilla, and of course flour, and then butter, and 4 eggs. 4 large eggs. Heat oven to 350, and then you want to grease a 9x9 baking pan. And how you grease it is you rub some butter on there, and you just sprinkle some flour and kind of pat that on the sides, like spread it around the sides. And then it also says align with parchment paper, so I did that too. Alright, so I got the butter. So I say this recipe says to heat up your sugar with your butter. So we're going to do that. So for light brown sugar, it says to add 2.5 cups of light brown sugar. So in my opinion, that's brown sugar. And this is a 1 bowl recipe. I was wrong. You don't need any white sugar. Just brown. Okay, so you want to kind of whisk this together. And you want to heat it up 30 seconds at a time. And it says to do this 3 times until you get a glossy finish. And you want to whisk it up every time. It says not to use white sugar, but the brownies are very bitter, so if you don't like bitter brownies, I would probably try adding like a 1/2 cup to a cup of white granulated sugar. Yep, you want to do 30 seconds, and then you just want to whisk it. And it says it is okay if there are little pieces of sugar left, you just want to make sure it has a glossy finish. So let's do another 30 seconds. So this is the look you want. It's glossy, got a glossy finish. Yes, there are little bits of butter in there, but that's okay, because you know the baking, it will cause them to melt. So now you want to let this cool slightly. So I let it cool. Like I said, it should have a glossy finish. That's when you know you're done heating it up. So next you want to add your eggs in 1 at a time. So like, and I'm pretty sure the reason why they have it cool is so your eggs won't scramble when you mix them in, because you know if it's too warm, it'll do that. And who wants scrambled eggs in their brownies? You know. So you add 1 egg in at a time, and then you whisk. And the eggs, it's gonna make it more cakey, because these are gonna be cakey, fudgy brownie. No, that's not the right thing. I don't know, but I'm gonna add the rest of my eggs in, whisk them in, and I'll be back. Look like this. It turns a lighter color. That's when you know you're good. And it starts turning a lighter color. Now, in the same bowl, you add cocoa powder, salt, and vanilla, and then you fold in your flour. So cocoa powder, it's 1.5 cup. That's a lot of cocoa powder, but I already have spoon. It's not okay. So I'm just gonna spoon my cocoa powder in, and it says unsweetened. No, I don't think this one specifies what cocoa powder to use, but I'm using unsweetened. Alright, and then you want to add in your salt. So 3/4 teaspoon of salt.
Huh?
I'm not talking to you.
Come on, you two.
I didn't mean to sound so rude, sorry. Teaspoon, not tablespoon. And then 2 teaspoons of vanilla. some sweet brownies. But I'm following the recipe, so. And then you want to whisk it together. And then you want to fold in your flour. So. Now you want to do a 3/4 cup of flour. So I'm just going to do 3 of these. Oh, there's my spoon. I left it in the flour. That's okay, I don't need it. And then always with your flour, you want to level it off using a butter knife and using the opposite end of the sharp part, opposite sharp side. And then you want to fold in your flour. So using a baking spatula, I think that's what this is called, a spatula, you want to fold in your flour. So just in folding motions, like fold in the flour. Until it is just combined. So I guess you want to make sure you don't over fold it. So now this is what it should look like. Chocolate. This is going to be very chocolatey. And so you want to make sure your oven's preheated, 350, and then you pour it in a 9x9 baking pan evenly. Who doesn't love chocolate? I don't know. I don't think I love chocolate this much, honestly. This is a lot of chocolate. What it should look like. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, and then you want to put this in your oven. Okay, so it says to cook for roughly 45 minutes. So, but then it says to check the center with a knife at 40 minutes. But it depends on your oven, it can take up to 55 minutes to cook. Alright, so they are now in the oven, and hopefully we come back to delicious brownies. So our brownies are done. I did over bake them a bit. So I did 45 minutes. So 40 minutes is probably good enough, but even the recipe says when you put your knife in, like to test it, there should still be a little bit of batter on there because I guess they also bake as they cool. I don't know. But yeah, so I'm gonna cut into these. Here's our brownie. Like I said, I overbaked it a bit, and I ain't gonna lie, I did already try them, but I will try them again. I tried like a little piece, because I cut off a little piece of corner to see if it was done, because I didn't trust my knife. And then I also just read the recipe. It says to use a good quality cocoa powder and that Dutch is recommended, but it didn't say that in the ingredients, so I just use unsweetened natural unsweetened. So that's what I used, but I do have Dutch, so if I did read that, I guess you can use this kind too. I didn't know that. I just use a regular, natural, unsweetened. But yeah, so let's give it another taste. I cut them in pretty big pieces, so it made 8, which is nice because we don't eat a lot of sweets around here. So let's try it. Chocolate. I'm gonna give my true, honest opinion on these brownies. It could be because of the cocoa powder. I'm not a fan. They're really chocolatey. If I were to do this again, I think I would only add like a cup or like a half a cup of cocoa powder. But, you know, if you're like chocolate, maybe. But I'm going to be honest, I'm not a fan of them. We will eat them, obviously. I made them, so we got... And I did overcook them, overbake them, whatever you want to say. They're not horrible. They're just not my favorite brownie. But I could have done something wrong. I don't know. But yeah, if you want to remake this recipe or want to do this recipe, it will be down in the description just like my last video. If you want to see me bake chocolate chip cookies, I will also be in the description. But yeah, so thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.